This video is brought to you by Mubi, a curated streaming service dedicated to elevating great cinema from all around the globe. Get a full month free at mubi.com/Lauren. What have I watched since the start of this year? Well, I've watched a lot, and that is because I have a little something called free time. And a bit too much of it at that. Baby. Basically, I'm going to be doing what I did a few videos ago where I talked about every single movie I watched in 2023, but I'm going to be doing it for the months of January, February, and March of 2024 because April is not finished yet as I'm filming this. Some of these reviews aren't even reviews, they're just kind of me speaking from my heart, just like, damn, like that actor was really sexy. And that's the review, and some of you don't like that, and to that I say, get off your high horse, because sometimes you just have to comment on the physical appearance of an actor, and that is why you like a movie. And I know I'm not alone in that, okay guys? Come on. A lot of you were also confused about my rating system in the last video. Basically, I rate with my heart. I rate with my soul. How much did I like the movie? How much did it resonate with me? Was it nostalgic? Documentaries, I just do the little heart if I like it. I don't really rate documentaries because I don't know. I just don't. And also, like, the scale is out of 5, but I think of a 5 as like a 10. Like, I kind of double what everything is. So like a 3-star, a lot of people take 3-star as like, wow, she hated that shit. She hated that movie. But 3-star to me is like a 6. Which is above a 5, which is halfway, so it's above average to me. Like a 2.5 is still a half. It's still a 50% on the test. So you passed, in my mind. Does that make sense? Probably not. Let us begin, though. I'm excited. Starting with Blue Jay. I giggled, I wept, and afterwards realized that being the age 25 is like a purgatory between childhood and adulthood. The Iron Claw. Put it on my gravestone that Zac Efron was snubbed for that Oscar nomination. Also, Harris Dickinson Hive, rise, please and thank you. Jackie Brown. Jackie Brown is mother. Jackie Brown is a motherfucking girl boss. Pam Grier, Dream Blunt rotation. I feel like she can impart wisdom upon my purgatory stuck 25-year-old brain that could change my life for the better. The Lego Batman movie. The best Batman movie to ever be made. Next. Eileen. I think the only New England lesbian age gap relationship representation that we need can be found in Carol, because this was not my cup of tea, and upon doing some research, it was not many others' cup of tea either. Most people did not enjoy this cup of tea. 500 Days of Summer. Homeboy fell for a girl named after a renowned season, Summer, and his comeback? A girl named Autumn. Be so for real right now. Be so for real. Theater Camp. The first of many rewatches this year, and one of the best comedies released in the past decade. Tokyo Pop. Public service announcement to walk on down to your local library or log on to your local library's website, get a library card, because you instantly have access to obscure hidden movies like this one that clearly inspired another movie that takes place in Tokyo, directed by a famous Coppola. I know it inspired her, although she has denied it in the past, but I know it probably did. Anyways, so put your local libraries, because libraries are really awesome. Thank you. Fantastic Planet. When I lived in Paris, a lot of people back home asked me what French people were like. Okay, well, I say a lot of people, I mean my mom. From now on, after watching this movie, if anyone asks me that question, I'm just going to direct them to this movie, because there's something so innately French about it. I don't know what it is. Also, the soundtrack goes crazy. Goes so crazy. Original soundtrack, original score. Fantastic. Oh, Fantastic Planet was a fantastic movie. Ferrari. Enzo Ferrari. Donatella Versace. That's icon shit. Dune. Little did I know the sequel that I would watch in just a couple months' time would alter the chemistry of my brain forever. Playtime. Okay. 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 Castle in the Sky, so whimsical I could cry, so whimsical I did cry upon clicking play, because it's just like an instant hit of childlike wonder and dopamine into your brain. And sometimes that's really what you need. Sometimes a lot of us need that. A lot of us do need that at this very moment. I probably. Free to Play, a random documentary I found about a group of teams who play a computer game that I have never not once in my life heard of. But I was locked in. I mean, the intensity, the fervor of the players of this game and the passion, it was really cool to see. So I do recommend this documentary. Zainab Johnson, Hijabs Off. One of my new favorite comedy specials. Zainab is one of my new favorite comedians. Give this woman another special ASAP. Only if she likes, because never tell a beautiful woman what to do. As only she knows what she wants. 2001 A Space Odyssey. Some of you are about to be real mad at me. And I'm not sorry. School of Rock.
Give up. Just quit. Because in this life, you can't win. Yeah, you can try. But in the end, you're gonna lose big time, because the world is run by the man. Who? The man. Oh, you don't know the man? Oh, he's everywhere. In the White House, down the hall, Miss Mullins, she's the man. And the man ruined the ozone, and he's burning down the Amazon, and he kidnapped Sharon, who everything, okay? There used to be a way to stick it to the man, it's called rock and roll. But guess what? Oh no, the man ruined that too. A little thing called MTV. So don't waste your time trying to make anything cool or pure or awesome, because the man's gonna call you a fat, washed up loser and crush your soul. So do yourself a favor and just give up.
One of the best movies ever made, frankly. Goodfellas, you love to see Italiano-American representation on screen. You see them cook gravy, the Sunday gravy. You invite all the cousins over, all the aunts, all the uncles, and it just looks so delicious. The gravy and the meatballs that they were cooking in the prison. That one scene, it looks so delicious. The sausage, even though I'm a vegetarian, but yeah, I don't tell my parents about that, about being vegetarian. But it looks delicious, and I'll invite you over this Sunday for some gravies, for some pasta, some meatballs, some spaghetti, some antipasto, and I'll make some extra for you. And it'll be real delicious. I love Italiano-American representation. Inception. I had a dream the other day, I kid you not, where I was dreaming within a dream in said dream. And I would say I'm written by Christopher Nolan, but I would be tragically dead very soon for the sake of a man in my life, and I don't want that. However, that was the closest I've ever gotten to understanding this movie, because it is a bit confusing. It's a confusing movie, but vibes nonetheless. Always vibes watching Inception. Fantastic Mr. Fox. Shockingly, this will be the only mention of this movie within this video, which means I'm due for a rewatch very soon. Sexy Fox, save me, Sexy Fox. Oh no, I'm gonna cut that from this. Self-Reliance. This was one of the most anticlimactic third acts of any movie I've ever seen in my life. It was all right. Like, there were some chuckles, some good parts, like some heartfelt parts, maybe, if I remember. I don't really even remember it. Silver Linings Playbook. This one is for all my mentally ill, socially awkward girlies out there. Also learned that Jennifer Lawrence was only 21 when she won the Oscar for her role in this movie, and it really, upon letting it marinate, had me questioning all of my life choices up to this point. Anatomy of a Fall. Rye Lane. It brought me so much joy. Rom-coms are so back, baby. They're so back. Queen Pins. I genuinely have no recollection of this movie. I had to look it up upon seeing my letterboxd diary entry of it. I must have woken up in the middle of the night and sleep letterboxd this entry, because I don't remember the movie. I think it's about couponing. Millennium Mambo. Vibes on vibes, and a lot of toxic boyfriends. And ain't that the truth of life? That's scripture. Millennium Mambo 316. Babylon. A lot of you did not and never will fuck with Babylon like I do to this very day, and that's your loss, because this movie is not only a feat in film, but a feat musically. I love this movie so much. Dumb Money. I'll bite. albeit I giggled. The cast was immaculate. The needle drops most likely accounted for 90% of this movie's budget, but they were sublime. I enjoyed it. Strawberry Mansion. Absurd, silly, filled with so much heart, and is proof that you don't need a big budget to make a work of art that is true to you. Godzilla Minus One. This was my second viewing of this movie, and in hindsight, hands down was my favorite movie of 2023. I wait every single day for the news that it will be released in the United States digitally, because I need this movie injected into my veins. I need to see it again, whether it be on an iPhone, whether it be in an IMAX theater. But Japan, please. Us, the Americans, don't deserve too much from you, but we do deserve Godzilla Minus One. Please. Smiley face. I fear I made the mistake of watching this sober, because it was not as funny as I thought it was going to be, but 6, 7, maybe even only 2 hits off of a joint, I probably would have been giggling a lot more. Probably. Lil Nas X, Long Live Montero. It was a good documentary. I love a music documentary, and I like Lil Nas X, so do I recommend it for everyone? If you like Lil Nas X and you like music and documentaries, then yes. Yee Yee. I'm gonna read what I wrote on my phone because it's kind of long. Edward Yang is one of the best filmmakers to ever live, yep, because every film of his, including this one, of course, highlights the human experience and our relationships and family life in such an unfiltered manner that it will have you on your knees sobbing by the end because of how beautiful it was. And that is so true. I was right. Hey guys, just wanted to take a brief intermission to let you know that I'm bringing back my Patreon, in which I will be posting once or twice a week full-length videos of me watching and reacting to whole movies, so you could like play the movie with me and watch along, and it's kind of like we're watching it together. It's kind of cute, like get a snack, we could like have a little snack together. So yeah, if you are interested in that, I will link it below. The first movie I'm planning on watching is Suspiria, directed by Luca Guadagnino. I've never watched it, hate horror, but I've decided that I'm gonna watch that. I think it would be a fun first movie to do. So I'll see you guys there. Kill Bill Volume 1. Uma Thurman. No, don't chop off the top of Lucy Liu's head with your katana. She's too sexy. No. Kill Bill Volume 2. I hate whenever I finish a Quentin Tarantino movie and I love it. And that is the case with every Quentin Tarantino movie I've ever seen, because it's like, okay, the film bros were kind of right with this one. Like, y'all were kind of right with this one, but not some others. I'll give you that. I'll give you Quentin. I'll give you Quentin. Scrapper. If you loved After Sun, but not the trauma it brought into your life, you would love this. Also, once again, Harris Dickinson Hive, Rise. Blue Giant. I love animes about characters finding and perfecting their passions, and this one is exactly that. And it also features a utterly magnificent jazz score, original jazz score, that I listen to weekly, minimum. American Animals. They were animals in America. Except they weren't. They were white boys high on Adderall committing theft. Arrival heavily influenced me to restart my Duolingo streak. I will tell you that. Road to Boston. Shit. Made me want to just get up and run the Boston Marathon type shit. It was very heartfelt, very inspiring. It was about the first Korean man to ever run the Boston Marathon, which was very interesting. Inglourious Bastards. Fuck Nazis. Who's with me? Madam Web. Her web connects them all. And what does your web connect? I hate this, but I didn't hate it. I didn't hate it as much as everyone else. Her web connects them all. Like, what does that mean? Wait, what does that mean?
He was in the Amazon with my mom when she was researching spiders right before she died.
The taste of things. The main characters of this film would have been huge on cottagecore TikTok. Every video, a viral hit, let me tell you. Sponsorships galore. all day, every day. This was a beautiful, beautiful movie depicted solely through cooking and food. And I think that's really just a beautiful thing that, stop saying beautiful challenge, but it was. I really liked it. And I was alone in the theater, and that is always such a spiritual experience. It's like going to church when you have a theater to yourself. Kiki's Delivery Service. So there's this thing called ruminating about your existence on Earth and your purpose in the world to the point of bedridden depression. And me and my girl Kiki, well, we've gone pro. Hill of Freedom, short, sweet, and the dialogue for some reason was just very calming to me. American Fiction, probably my second favorite movie to come from 2023, and a lot of y'all don't agree with that based on the reviews, but I know a stellar directorial debut when I see one. American Splendor, okay, you would probably think I love America with the pattern that we're seeing here, but I solely watched this because of Paul Giamatti, and it actually didn't really have much to do with America. But one thing about me is that in Paul Giamatti, I fucking trust. Okay, been on the Paul Giamatti train since the Big Fat Liar days. Big Fat Liar? Oh, you don't know Big Fat Liar? BFL? Anybody out there? Anybody? Big Fat Liar. Has anybody ever heard of the film Big Fat Liar, starring Paul Giamatti as a blue man and a Hollywood executive, starring Amanda Bynes as well, and Frankie Muniz? Has anybody ever heard of that movie? Oh, the real ones do. American Fiction. What can I say? I really enjoyed it. And it was even more heartwarming and hilarious the second time around. Yourself and Yours. If they taught a Gaslight, Gatekeep, Girl Boss 101 course in universities, this film would be shown on syllabus day. Spirited Away. If I don't meet Hayao Miyazaki one day to be able to tell him in person how much his movies have so genuinely, and I say this with my chest, saved me from heinous depressive episodes, well, I don't want to imagine a world where that is the case, so I'm manifesting I meet him when I visit Japan later this year. Does anyone know Hayao Miyazaki? Anyone? Does anyone have Homeboy's phone number? What is the area code for Japan? What can I say? That was written from the heart. Belle. Stunning, stunning gowns. Gorgeous, gorgeous, beautiful gowns. Drive Away Dolls. So I recently watched Thelma and Louise, but that won't be included in this video. And if I'd watched Thelma and Louise before watching Drive Away Dolls, I probably would have liked Drive Away Dolls a lot less than I did. However, I'm always an advocate for the Hollywood lesbian agenda. And it wasn't bad. It was a what is it called? A B movie. I liked it. Certain Women. If Lily Gladstone has 1 million fans, then I am one of them. If Lily Gladstone has 10 fans, then I am one of them. If Lily Gladstone has no fans, that means I'm no longer on this earth. If the world is against Lily Gladstone, then I'm against the world. And if you're not into slow, pensive movies, at least watch this for my girl Lily Gladstone, because her performance is so subtle and so nuanced. It was probably one of my favorite performances I've ever seen. And she's brilliant. She's brilliant. That is my girl. That is my girl till the day I die, Lily Gladstone. Robot Dreams. 2D animation is so back, baby. This movie made me happy. It made me sad. It made me crave New York City in the 80s. It made me nostalgic for New York City in the 80s, even though I was born in 1998. So how am I nostalgic for a time when I wasn't even a thought? I wasn't even a blip of a thought. Dune Part 2 re-altered my brain chemistry, my life choices, my beliefs, how I carry myself. It awakened me to the side of myself that is attracted to Austin Butler, which is frightening because he never hit until I saw him balder and more albino than I thought was humanly possible to achieve. My Neighbor Totoro. I literally love this movie so much that I have this little guy on my arm. Epic. Ex Machina. Okay, like, why did they make Siri kind of hot? I love sci-fis, except they send me down such a dystopian spiral, existential spiral, and they also produce the most heinous nightmares of my life for weeks after watching. Although with Hot Siri and Oscar Isaac, I'll bite. Fireworks. One of those idyllic movies that will have you reflecting on the subject matter for days to come. And I will tell you now, nothing will prepare you for the last minute and a half of this movie. But I think everyone should watch it. I really, really, really loved it. Hideo Kojima, Connecting Worlds. For someone who does not play video games, it is odd that this is the second video game related documentary I watched in the past 3 months. However, really enjoyed it. This man is kind of brilliant. And video games are cool. I like playing my Nintendo Switch. But like not like gaming, you know what I mean? Dune Part 2. The Wailing. I truly believe that South Korean cinema is far ahead of anywhere else in the world, especially when it comes to thrillers and horrors, because tell me why this induced diarrhea within me 7 different times throughout the movie's runtime. It frightened me to my core, my very core. Porco Rosso. Hayao Miyazaki and Joe Hisaishi strolled into the stew and cooked up one of the best film scores of all time with this one. Love Lies Bleeding. More like lesbians lies bleeding. I'll let myself out. Ride Your Wave. Shape of Water, directed by Guillermo del Toro, for kids. Perfect Blue. Literally so fucked up. I knew a One Direction Twitter stan one time who almost did this to Niall. La Quimera reinduced a lust and intrigue for archaeology that I only felt after watching Indiana Jones for the first time in the 1st grade, and also an intrigue and lust for Josh O'Connor. Josh O'Connor, if you're watching this, I am free every single day, ever. Pour toi. Pour toi. Howl's Moving Castle. Bitches be like, I can fix him. Girl, move on. Turnip Head would treat you better than Howl. You hate to admit it. Problemista. Julio Torres' directorial debut that proves he has such a unique eye for storytelling, and this was just so delightful, and I think every creative person can relate to it in some way. Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind. Nausicaa is literally the Lisan al-Gaib. 20th Century Nostalgia. I found this on YouTube, and it made me feel a way that a movie has never made me feel. It made me feel so nostalgic for a time that I never lived in, a place that I've never been to. And it made you wonder, what if I were an alien experiencing Earth and the people on it for the first time? Tales from Earthsea. Hayao Miyazaki is so unserious because he walked out of the screening of his son's directorial debut film to smoke a ciggy, and he told the cameraman, it felt like I'd been in there for 3 hours. That's what he said. And he's kind of real for that. While this was visually so beautiful, where was the substance? Where was the cohesion in storytelling? It did feature Willem Dafoe voice dub acting the villain. Willem Dafoe, more like Willem the Studio Ghibli voice actor. Willem the voice actor. Alright, with that being said, that was the last movie I watched. I don't know how many movies I watched. I will put on the screen right now the series and shorts that I watched, because I did watch quite a few of those. Comment any movies that you recommend down below, new or old. I'm open to everything and anything movie-wise. With that being said, I'm gonna leave it to the sponsor of today's video, but thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys next time. I'll probably plan on doing one of these each month, but I just did 3 months because I just thought of the idea 3 months into the year. Love you. I will see you in the next video. Thank you to friend of the channel Mubi for sponsoring today's video. Mubi is for lovers of great cinema, and for those who don't yet know they love great cinema. let me tell you a little bit about them. Mubi is an online streaming platform dedicated to elevating great cinema from all around the globe. They have a team of in-house curators that handpick each film that they show on the platform, and each film is even accompanied by a little excerpt as to why watching the film may be worth your time, which is so helpful for indecisive movie watchers such as myself. Mubi has introduced me to so many new filmmakers that I would have never found otherwise. You can find films made by emerging auteurs, seasoned veterans, obscure French directors. They have something for everybody, truly. I recently had the pleasure of watching the documentary Ryuichi Sakamoto, CODA, directed by Stephen Nomura Shibble. It covers a span of the brilliant career of the film composer Ryuichi Sakamoto, who recently passed away. Some of my most listened to music are film scores, a lot of them being Ryuichi Sakamoto, so it felt like a gift to be able to see his work process and what he put into his art and how that art changed after a cancer diagnosis, and it was just a remarkable feature debut by this director. I really recommend anybody watch this especially if you're an artist or somebody who enjoys creating things. You yourself can try Mubi for free for 30 days at mubi.com/Lauren. That is mubi.com/Lauren for a full month of great cinema for free. Thank you so much to Mubi for sponsoring today's video. Now, go watch a good movie.